For those who are fortunate enough to witness the birth of a child, we tend to see the legal dynamics in motion through a series of observations, the most common being the identity of the child's biological sex, its state of health, and finally the name in which the child will be known by. For expecting parents, this is probably one of the most considered topics during a woman's pregnancy, complementing the very first milestone achieved in the life of a human being. This is the point where the child is given its own unique identity, comprising of the child's first and middle given names and a family surname in most Western cultures. And like many other jurisdictions, in the Bahamas, this will be the identity that will be registered with the Registrar General, becoming the child's official legal name as it appears on the certificate of birth. But in many instances, there may be a need to alter or completely change the name given at the time of birth. And although a person has the ability to identify himself at any given time, the same cannot be said when it comes to updating your personal information on official records, as this requires a formal process to be followed in order for the governing agencies to allow this change. In this presentation, we'll briefly discuss changing your name here in the Bahamas and the legal process involved, starting right now. Similar to the United Kingdom and other common law jurisdictions, changing your name in the Bahamas is a legal matter where a person's new name is established through usage. There is no official place in the Bahamas where you can register a new name per se. And if you want to be known under a name other than the one given to you at birth, you can simply start using your preferred name at any given time and gradually become known by it, as seen in the form of an alias, such as your childhood nickname, or another example would be the stage name of your favorite entertainer. However, when it comes to updating your information on your passport, driver's license, and other forms of official documents, this requires far more than just public usage. In fact, you will need a formal document which proves that you changed your name and when you have changed it. We refer to this document as a deed poll, which is defined as a legal instrument binding only to a single person or several persons acting jointly to express an active intention. Now, deeds poll have been around for centuries in common law jurisdictions and still exist today in the form of bonds, power of attorneys, wills, and conveyance deeds that lack restrictive covenants as they are made by the grantor alone. But for the most part, the term is synonymous with changing your name officially, demonstrating an amendment to the individual's entire legal name or part of it, the rearrangement of the first or middle given names, adding additional names, or amending how a name is spelt. And at the time of the execution, the individual commits themselves to renounce, relinquish, and abandon the use of their former names and to use their new names at all times. They will also require the public at large to refer to them by this new official name. So you can imagine the numerous scenarios that can justify the use of a deed poll, and oftentimes these instruments are used to correct misspelled names on passports and driver's licenses, or to simply change undesirable given names for religious or social reasons. Parents may also find the need to change the surnames of children held in full custody as a consequence of a new or dissolved marriage, which would require the parent or legal guardian to execute a deed poll on behalf of the minor with proper consent. What you may find different in the Bahamas in comparison to other jurisdictions, however, is the need to advertise your intentions to change your name in 2 of the local newspapers for at least a month, which allows the public to raise any objections to the name change before the deed poll is recorded with the Registrar General. So it is imperative that you retain the services of an attorney in order to properly draft your deed poll and to ensure that the process is duly followed. Now, once the deed poll is recorded, your name change would have been formally recognized, and with the help of your recorded deed poll, you will be able to approach the relevant private and government institutions to update your personal records. The most important being your visit to the passport office, which involves an intensive application process in comparison to other institutions. For these reasons, we would strongly advise that you retain legal counsel that can assist with you at this stage, as the circumstances under passport applications in your new name will vary. And there is a good chance that further guidance will be required, especially when involving minors. Now, as always, should you have any further questions on this topic, please feel free to visit our website at www.loyalex.com.